Hi, I'm Sammy from Breeze Birthing. I wanted to talk to you tonight a bit about why hypnobirthing has become such an important part of my life, and how I kind of got here and my path here, and why it's such a passion of mine now. Before I was even pregnant, I decided that I wanted to do hypnobirthing for the birth of my baby, if a baby was to occur. And I watched a YouTube video. I had no idea why I put that YouTube video on, but I did. And I watched this woman who was absolutely amazing. She laboured in her bathroom, in her bath, and had this really chilled out music playing on a laptop and scripts playing, and she was just so like chilled. Every single surge, she was like focused, she was on it, she just did an incredible job. And when it came to her birthing her baby, she was at home with her family around her, and she was just like, she was squatted down at the edge of her sofa and had her baby, and it was beautiful. And she had this baby and she just pulled this baby up into her arms, and it was just so, oh, it was so amazing to watch. I was there like bawling my eyes out. My husband came home and was like, "You have to watch this, it's amazing, look at this." And he was like, "What? Why do I want to watch some woman giving birth? That's really weird." And I said, "I'm doing hypnobirthing when we have our baby." And he said, "Yeah, well, we'll see." He said, "How much does it cost?" That's what he says for everything. He said, "How much does it cost?" And I said, "I don't know yet, I haven't looked it up properly, but I will." And I remember going on to the Royston Complementary Health Centre website and finding out a bit more. And my friend was pregnant, and I inquired for her. And I don't think I found out how much the classes were then, but you know what? That didn't matter to me at all. I wasn't even thinking about how much the classes were. I was just thinking, that is the experience I want. I don't want what I've seen on the telly. I don't want that experience. I want this, what I've just seen on YouTube. It was amazing. And so once it was there, it was ingrained in my mind. I knew I was going to do it, even if it cost more than my husband liked. So when I got pregnant, I contacted the Royston Complementary Health Centre, who put me in touch with the wonderful Jane, and she first of all told me a bit about hypnobirthing and a little bit of a whoa. You're like 8 weeks pregnant, and you're like, I need to do this. And we booked me in. I think I must have been about 25 weeks pregnant when I started it, which is pretty early, really. But I was so keen. I wanted to do it as soon as I could, and we recommend from about 20 weeks. You can start coming to the classes, but it's completely up to you where in your pregnancy you want to go. But I was eager beaver, and I would have been there at 20 weeks if Jane hadn't been on holiday. I went to, the day before my first class, I actually went to the first Royston Positive Birth meeting, and that was held at the lovely Muriel's house. And I sat there and I listened to this incredible birth story from Jane and of her second daughter, Jessica, and I had goosebumps. It was so amazing. I just thought, wow, that is what I want to do. That is incredible. And it came to me, and I was the next person to introduce myself. I was like, whoa, how can I follow that? And I was like, hi, I'm Sammy. I'm like 25 weeks pregnant, and I'm really looking forward to birth. And people think I'm crazy because I'm really excited. And everyone in the room was like, be excited, it's amazing. And I was like, wow, I've never had this much positivity around birth before. This is great. And as it went around the room, you had, this person did hypnobirthing with Jane, this person did hypnobirthing with Sarah, this person did hypnobirthing, and it went round, and it was like, oh, okay, this stuff is changing people's lives. Like, all these women are here to talk about how amazing their births were, and I'm absolutely in awe of all of this. It was just brilliant. And I went to my first class the next day. I was so excited by this point. I went to my first class the next day, and I sat in there, and I was like, where's this been? This stuff is just, wow. And I came out of it, and I turned to my husband and I said to him, I wonder if Jane would want me to be her business partner, because I need to teach this to people. Like, my first class, and I knew that this stuff was a game changer. This stuff was incredible. And at the time I was teaching in a school. I was teaching PSHE to kids, and I was supporting, as a learning mentor, I was supporting children who had social and emotional needs, and a lot of these children had low emotional literacy levels. They struggled to calm themselves down or calm their emotions, whatever emotions they were having. They struggled with them. They had real heightened emotions. And I worked a lot with their parents as well, and often mums would tell me about how they'd had a traumatic experience at the beginning of their child's life, whether it be during pregnancy, or the birth was traumatic, or afterwards they didn't bond with their child. And I knew that this sort of that time of life can really impact upon a child's ability to understand their emotions. And it didn't really hit me until that day that these women, these mothers, had been blaming themselves, that they felt responsible for the birth they'd had, and that they felt responsible for the lack of bond that they had experienced with their baby. And it wasn't them at all. And I already knew that there's so much guilt around these things, and that that circumstances, things happen, and you can't always shield from those things, and that it's about what you do once you realise that these things have happened. But I just saw this as a way of understanding these women more, and their experiences more, and that actually it's not them that had let themselves and their families down, but society, and the way that society portrays birth, and the way that people talk about birth, and that actually that their negative experiences were nothing to do with them. It was to do with the history, it was to do with the institutions, and it was to do with the culture around birth. And I came out of that room thinking, this is the key for changing things for these children, for future children. And this is the key for creating confident, empowered parents who go with their instincts, who can find that bond with their child, and can own their birth no matter what. And it was that owning your birth no matter what that really rung true with me, and really made me think about what I was doing and what I wanted to do. And I wanted to stop the firefighting when these children were 10, and start not letting the match be lit in the first place. So, great pregnancy. I was so chilled out. Spent so much time in the bath with candles and essential oils, and just relaxing, and it was super. Loved the program, the whole program, and just doing it all. The support I got from Jane was fantastic. Went into birth, had a fantastic birth. It didn't go to plan, didn't matter, because I was so well prepared from doing the Wise Hippo course that everything I just took it in my stride, and I was so calm and chilled out, and I could have just done it again the next day. I think I actually said that. I was like, wow, I want to do that again. You know, I was on such a high. It was just fantastic. And shortly after, Jane came along and came round to my house and said, hey Sammy, do you want to train and be my business partner? And I was like, this is spooky, because I said this like months ago to my husband, that I wonder if you would want me to be your business partner, and you actually do. So my daughter was 4 months old, my beautiful Evan. She was 4 months old, and I went off and joined a bunch of other amazing birth enthusiasts, and we all trained in the Wise Hippo hypnobirthing program. And since then, I have helped so many people, so many families, just to achieve the right birth on the day, and that's just so great. And to know that each and every one of them has said to me, oh, the techniques were invaluable, you know, there's nothing that they would have changed about the program or anything like that. You know, they loved the program, and they loved how they could use it during their birth, and that, you know, not everybody's birth plays out exactly how they wanted it to, but, you know, my ladies have said to me that the skills helped to keep them calm, that kept them relaxed, kept them in control and empowered, and, you know, just so that they felt strong and they could go with what they wanted and what they felt was right for them. And, you know, that why wouldn't anybody want to feel that way? And, you know, it's not all about sort of like a hippy dippy water birth at home or with dolphins or anything like that. You know, it's not about that. It's about achieving what is right for you, no matter what. It could be that, you know, you have made the decision that you want to have an elective C-section. It's about having the C-section that you want, whatever that may be, you know, and being able to ask for it, and going in there feeling so excited about your birth and losing all the fear around it. And, you know, it's changed my life, and it changes the life of so many people, and, you know, it's incredible, and that's why I do it.